You don't get drunk from alcohol. And I'm going to explain in this video exactly why alcohol itself is not making you drunk, and I'm going to explain to you what you need to understand, which organs you need to understand and how they work in order to understand what alcohol is doing to your brain and how hazardous it is to our bodies, to our liver and to our brain. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video, because a lot of people know alcohol is bad. A lot of people don't know how bad alcohol actually is. And a lot of people, and I would say 99%, don't even know what actually alcohol is even doing in our bodies and what is even resulting in the effect of having the symptoms or the behavior of when we are drunk. So let's get right into it. What you need to understand is you need to understand how the liver works and how the brain works. So the liver, one of the main functions of the liver is to store glucose as glycogen and release that glycogen as glucose again into the bloodstream to stabilize the blood sugar. The other way is, and the other important organ right now when it comes to alcohol is your brain. Your brain is running on glucose as well. Your brain is not running on fat. Your brain is not made of fat. Your brain is basically glycogen storage, and your brain requires glucose. It is hungry for glucose. You need to understand these two things, the liver and the brain. Okay, that's the foundation before you even think about what alcohol is doing to our bodies. Okay, when you consume alcohol, we know alcohol is not good for the liver. Yeah, everybody got that message, but alcohol, is poisoning the liver. And what's happening then is that the liver is occupied with the alcohol and the liver is not able to do its normal functions, meaning the liver is unable to release the glucose in the bloodstream again to stabilize the blood sugar and to provide for more glucose that is going to the brain, to nourish your brain. And then what's happening when you have alcohol? What is even alcohol? Alcohol is a sugar. Alcohol is a sugar. But in that sugar, there's nothing in there that is beneficial for us. Okay? When you eat a piece of fruit, let's say you have a banana, there's glucose and fructose in there, which is the sugar. And this is attached to potassium, magnesium, phytochemical compounds that get delivered into your cell. And when you have alcohol, it's basically a ghost of what sugar was. It's not something that is valuable or useful for our bodies. It's a methylated form of sugar, basically. But when you drink alcohol and when alcohol is in your bloodstream, your brain thinks that the alcohol in your system, the sugar, your brain thinks that your brain can use that because your brain is wired and your brain knows that it needs glucose, but it thinks it can use the alcohol as well. But alcohol is just a ghost of what sugar was, and alcohol is not doing anything for your brain. So it's basically an empty delivery to your brain, first of all, and alcohol is pushing any glucose aside that's in your bloodstream. What is the result of that? The result of that is, just to summarize it for a second, you don't have enough glucose from your liver because your liver is poisoned. Alcohol is pushing aside any glucose in the bloodstream, and your brain is preferring the alcohol because it thinks it can actually use that sugar for the brain to use to get it for energy. This is what's going on when you have alcohol. What is the when you drink alcohol or consume it? What is the result of that is that glucose that you need for your brain is not getting into your brain anymore as much as it used to be before. So you have less glucose arriving in your brain. And less glucose arriving in your brain is resulting in a slurred speech, is resulting in that uninhibited behavior, is resulting in the manners that people are having when they're more drunk. when we think this is because of the alcohol poisoning is also real. It's where you really have to throw up and that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's real. But when we talk about the feeling of like being drunk, that is not because of the alcohol itself. That is because there's less glucose entering the brain. So let's say you get like 100% of glucose to the brain, which would be ideal. Alcohol is bringing that down to 5 to 10%. So it's not going to kill your brain, but it's going to harm your brain. It's basically like taking a fish out of water, let it gasp, and put it back in the water. That's what you do to your brain when you consume alcohol. And the reason why people say they need to sop up the alcohol, or they need to eat, or they can drink on an empty stomach, and they feel better and they can tolerate more alcohol when they eat before they drink, is because you have more glucose in the bloodstream. When you ate some carbohydrates, you have more glucose in the bloodstream that is better for the brain, and then you have at least a little bit more fuel ready for your brain. That's why people don't get hammered when they eat before they drink. But that's not everything when it comes to alcohol and the brain. There are different behaviors that people have when they drink alcohol. And that behavior is determined by the adrenaline that's getting released when they drink alcohol. If there's less glucose entering the brain, that's obviously an emergency situation for your brain. The emergency situation from your brain is signaling your adrenals to release adrenaline. Adrenaline, fight or flight, is helping you to keep you going in these emergency situations. That adrenaline is also helping your brain to keep functioning and to keep you going. And that adrenaline response is also the reason why you get addicted to alcohol. There are other reasons in general for addiction in general when it comes to alcohol. I'm not going to get into that right now. But the reason why people get addicted in general, and also to the substance of alcohol, is because they get addicted to the adrenaline release when they drink alcohol. And that can result, when you have that adrenaline release, that can result in like being sad, being super funny, being angry, all of these different behaviors that people have when they consume alcohol. And you can get, or even it can just chill you out, for sure. It can just calm you down. That adrenaline can even calm you down. And that feeling of calmness is resulting in an addiction, because you can only get that calmness and that relaxation when you consume alcohol. So that's why you are addicted to alcohol, because there's no other substance really that is giving you the same relief. And that's what alcohol is doing to your brain and to your liver. It's bad for your liver, we know that, but it's even worse for your brain, because you diminish the glucose entering into your brain. And if you have some chronic illness, and if you're a professional or a business owner, I offer everybody a free discovery call. All that you need to do, if you have chronic illness, if you have energy problems, brain fog, fatigue, these kind of symptoms, autoimmune diagnosis, and you don't know what's going on, going from one doctor to another doctor, I offer everybody a free discovery call. And all that you need to do is to go to my website, www.theobergmann.com. What's happening in that discovery call is we will call you for 10 to 50 minutes, talk about your situation, and we will figure out if and how I can help you, first of all. If so, we would move on to a strategy call, which is an initial consultation for 60 to 90 minutes, also for free. And in that call, we will show you a strategic approach on how you can achieve your health goals, what you need to do, what is the root cause of your symptoms that you have. And I would highly recommend you doing that, because if you're somebody that is struggling with that, and if you're somebody that is trying the same thing over and over again, or trying different approaches, different diets, but you never really know what's really going on. You're just trying things without even know what's going on in the first place. So what you need to understand is 50% of your healing is knowing what's the root cause, and the other 50% is attacking that root cause. And that's what I'm doing specifically. That's why I healed and I helped heal so many people, because I know exactly what to do when it comes to that. And if you don't take action about it, if you don't take action about getting the real advice that you need in order to get better, it's very much likely that you stay in that vicious cycle or it even gets worse. And you're not able to even go after your career and follow your life path. And you see business and job opportunities slip away. And you can't provide for your family anymore. And you have all of these issues that are resulting only because you couldn't take care of your health and nobody ever explained to you what is the root cause and how you can heal that. So book your free discovery call. Link is in the description, www.theobergmann.com. Subscribe to my channel and see you in one of the next videos. Bye-bye.